You don't usually quit at the beginning. In fact, the beginning is the easy part. You feel motivated, you feel clear, there's a sense of momentum that makes everything seem like it's finally clicking. For a moment, it feels like you've figured something out. And then slowly that feeling fades, not all at once. It's subtle, the excitement wears off, the progress slows down, the thing that once felt obvious starts to feel uncertain again. You don't get the same feedback, you don't feel the same energy. And without realizing it, you start questioning everything. You start asking yourself if this is really what you want, if this is actually the right path, if maybe you were just caught up in the moment. And that's usually where people stop, not because they're lazy and not because they don't care, but because the experience no longer matches what they expected it to feel like. What most people don't realize is that this moment isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is finally real. In the beginning, you're running on emotion, on imagination, on the idea of what your life could look like. But once that fades, you're left with the actual process, and the process is slower, more repetitive, and a lot less exciting than people expect. That's where the gap shows up, the gap between why you started and what it actually takes to continue. And that gap is where most people fall off, because now it requires something different. It requires consistency without reward, effort without immediate results, movement without certainty that it's even working. That's a hard place to stay in. So instead, you start to rationalize your way out of it. You tell yourself that maybe this isn't the right time, that maybe you need to rethink things, that maybe there's a better way you haven't found yet. And all of that sounds reasonable. It sounds like you're being thoughtful, but more often than not, you're just stepping away right when it starts to matter. Because this is the part nobody really prepares you for. Nobody tells you that the moment where it stops feeling good is the moment where it actually begins, where the excitement is gone and all that's left is the work, where you don't feel like you're making progress, but you keep going anyway, where you don't have proof yet, but you continue to act like it's still possible. That's the part that builds you. Not the start, not the idea, not the decision. This part, the part where you could quit and it would make complete sense. And you don't, because if you can stay through that, if you can keep moving when it no longer feels rewarding, then you're no longer relying on motivation. You're building something more stable than that. You're building the ability to continue, and that's what actually gets you where you're trying to go. Not the excitement at the beginning, but your willingness to stay when that excitement disappears.